Matt Bracken's in sick today, so we're going on live in the 3, the 2, 1.
What is up, Midnight Tokers, Afternoon Hailers, and AM Hookah Smokers? This is the AM Hookah Podcast. Yes, sadly, Bracken was unable to attend the show today, so thank you, Adrian, for filling in. I thought you did I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought you did an adequate job. I don't think there was anything wrong with it. It wasn't spectacular. Didn't blow me out of the water or anything, but I thought it was a very good job. I thought you did a very, very good job. Maybe don't quit your day job, but it was very good. It was very, very good.
You fucking serious?
No, not at all.
That's what I thought.
This is the AM Hookah Podcast, your weekly hookah podcast every Monday at 6:30 Central Standard Time here on YouTube and on Twitch. I am the M in the AM, and joined with me is the guy who is the founder of the Blue Man Magic Group, Adrian Hunter. How are you doing this week, my friend?
You dug deep for that one, didn't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, that was like a Facebook meme from yesterday.
Yeah, it's old news, basically.
It is old news. By the way, strawberry bubbly.
Strawberry bubbly.
Throwing that out there.
Any particular reason why you switched from the LaCroix to the bubbly? Was there a big reason for that?
Oh, if you want like a weird 10-second story this early in the podcast.
Yes.
Me and the girlfriend shop together, and she works when we go off at a hospital. And LaCroix and bubbly switch off, which is on sale by the week. And since we shop every other week, bubbly is always on sale, and we keep missing the sale on LaCroix. And it's $1 cheaper, and I'm ergonomic. So
ergonomic or just cheap?
My father was half Islamic, so I guess.
All right. We're going to have a crazy show today. Okay, so I went live for a very brief little while in the Facebook group if you guys didn't see that. But we're going to be talking about some pretty cool things. Okay, so first and foremost, let's get this out of the way. I am home from New York City. Me and Adrian both have these weird prototype things called the Alpaca screens. I noticed you're not using yours yet, or you're not using yours right now. I'm going to use mine.
They saw me on Friday. I talked about how I feel about that device.
Yes. I'm going to actually be putting mine on top of my bowl momentarily, so everyone can kind of get an idea of it. I thought that'd be kind of fun. But here's the thing. We're not just going to be showing them off today.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be giving 2 of these away on the show today. These are not for sale. These are prototypes. These are still in development. They're still working out all the kinks. Me and Adrian will have a further conversation on this. But today during the show, if we can get to 50 likes on our like goal today, we will give one of these away raffle style just to everybody that has an equal opportune chance inside of the chat right now. Hit 50 likes and we will give this away. Not this one. We'll send you one. Omar, thank you, Omar and Alpaca Bowls, obviously, for hooking us up with these prototypes so that we had the ability to talk about them and give them away as well. And
I'm aware Matt has said prototype 6 times, but I'm just going to say it for a 7th time. These are prototype devices and do not necessarily represent the final product.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind.
Yes, and then after the show is over, we're going to be having a website you can go to, our raffle copter that we usually do, and there's going to be another opportunity to also win one on that as well. So if you don't win it, during the live, or if you're listening to this after the fact that we are live, you'll have a week to enter into that raffle and also have a chance to win that as well. Okay, so besides that, we're going to be talking about my time back from New York. I want to talk to Adrian about his newfound love of a possible new favorite grapefruit, maybe. And along with that, we're going to be talking about brand new flavors and even brands. This right here, Adrian, this is Eternal Smoke Banana.
Banana number 5. Have you tried it yet?
I haven't yet, and I'll be honest, because I've talked about my dislike of banana flavors because I do think they all taste like yellow number 5 or Laffy Taffy, basically. This has a creaminess to it reminiscent of a certain banana cream pie from back in the day.
Are you talking about the one?
I'm talking about the one. This smells really good.
Brown magma?
This smells really, really good.
Oh, sorry, black lava. Does it smell good? That's good. Well, that's good to hear.
Brown lava. Or brown
magma. Yeah.
That's the off-brand that you can find at Walmart. It's the LaCroix of Bubbly, or is it the Bubbly of LaCroix?
Bubbly is a competing brand. It's not a store brand. We have that too, and it's trash.
Tristan is in the chat right now, and he says, I'm here. You better tell me about that banana. We will talk about this banana. I'm actually going to, right now, go ahead and jump over and grab my coals that I think are ready. It looks like they're ready right now. So I'm going to show this off real quick, if you don't mind. I'm going to walk through this very briefly, and then we'll move on with the rest of the show. Here's my Goodfella V4. It's the best fit for my Alpaca clay screen. This is a prototype, obviously, and it fits just right on top, just like that. It covers the entire top part of it, and it's pretty thick, but not super thick, obviously. I would say reminiscent of like a Provost and like 2 layers of HD foil, maybe a little thicker than that, maybe like 3 or 4 layers of HD foil and a Provost thickness. What do you think about that, Adrian?
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty. Yours actually looks much more uniform than mine, which is good.
Yeah.
So if they're all that uniform when they come out, I'm actually very excited because that looks thick enough where we won't have the cracking issue I talked about on Friday.
Yes, which I do want to talk about briefly here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this onto my my Carbon 1 stem hookah right now, and I'm going to go grab my coals. I'm going to start with 4 just to let it heat up and get that kind of like, that first initial startup, and then I'm going to jump down to 3. I'll let you know once that happens. But this is the clay screen. Like I said, if we can get to 50 today on our light goal, we will most definitely be giving this away raffle style inside of it. If you guys want your opportunity to win this, drop the likes or drop a like, obviously, but then also share the video outside. It's Memorial Day. I get it. A lot of people are out hanging out doing fun things. Get a hold of that brother, that sister, that mother, that father, and just say, hey, tune in, drop a like, and then you can take off, obviously. But yeah, it's gonna be some fun times. Let me go grab my coals real quick, if you don't mind, Adrian.
I'll be just sitting here talking to the chat. Welcome to Adrian Hunter's podcast. Matthew is gone. No, for anyone who didn't know, we were going to have a guest on today's show, but because of some scheduling issues, we are not able to. So today, we're doing a little bit of talking to Matt because he was in New York last weekend. That's why Bracken and I covered last week's show. And we got a few other topics of discussion that Matt went ahead and planned out for us. Then I'm just going to be kind of like dead-eyed, staring into the camera, pretending to have any clue what these notes are about. As a matter of fact, I could probably go over to the notes right now. Yeah, we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff coming up in the future. I don't know if we're going to be talking about the logistics or what it means, but there's going to be a giveaway that's bigger than the one we're talking about right now. And I absolutely hate it. Like, I don't mind doing this in technical difficulties, but Matt always just leaves me alone to talk. And then he comes back and he thinks that I'm going to stop talking so he can talk. But guess what? Matt fucking talks all the time, and I want to talk.
Oh, can I jump in right now? Am I good now? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yes, we do have some really cool upcoming giveaways coming up for the Drunkcast. So as you know, we like to end the seasons on a Drunkcast, as we like to drinks the drunks. And this season is no different. In 2 episodes, we have next week's episode, and then the week after is going to be the Drunkcast. And on the Drunkcast, I'm trying to figure out a way to plan a massive giveaway in accordance with our light goals. Because if you guys don't know, the way that we do our shots, how do we do our shots on the Drunkcast, Adrian?
Typically, we'll go with some type of a light goal. Matt's a little more timid than I am to take shots. I'm trying to lose consciousness before the end of the show, and Matt isn't because he's a father of 4 and a husband of 1. I think it's just 1. And we do it by likes. I don't know what we did last time. Matt, I don't know if I can actually recall actual numbers because we were, in fact, super fucking drunk.
Yeah, it got crazy. It got
You
real.
You brought out a guitar, and upon investigation, so did I.
Yes. Yeah, it got real cray-cray. It got real crazy. But yes, the like goal is tied to our shot-taking ability. And along with that, my goal or my plan is to allow for a lot of different stuff for giveaway reasons and tie those also into the like goal. So every time there's a new like goal, not only will we be taking shots, but we will also be allowing for more things to be given away. And the very final thing that will be given away on the episode, should I go ahead and spoil what the big giveaway is going to be? I think I should. I've already kind of spoiled it.
Good. I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know that this isn't going to be the last time we did a big giveaway for the season. It was like a bulk package giveaway that was won by one person. We thought that was really cool. This one's going to be more of a probably like some number between 5 and 8 or 9 of you are going to be able to win depending on how we set this up. But they're all going to be fairly sizable prizes that range from like pretty good all the way to what Matt's about to talk about. Yeah. And I would recommend tuning in for that, not only to watch Matt and I get belligerent, but to like get free stuff. And we might fuck up. We might be so drunk we accidentally give stuff we don't have to give away. And then we're gonna have to follow through with it, obviously. So,
Yeah, so the thing that, oh my goodness, this is so sweet. This banana is so sweet. It's actually hitting my throat in that like real sweetness way. We'll talk about that soon. Anyways, so yes, the thing that we're going to be giving away for in 2 weeks on the main episode, the drunk cast, the big episode of the podcast, we are going to be giving away an Onyx Bowl. We're going to be giving away an Onyx Bowl, Adrian. This is pretty epic. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a Mason Shisha Ware. I believe Adrian's probably going to go and try and grab his. I should have grabbed mine. That would have been a very good idea. I did not think to do that. There it is. Yes, we're going to be giving away one of those bad boys. It's not a Grand. It's not a Helix. It is going to be the Mason Shisha Ware Onyx Bowl. That's going to be in 2 weeks from today. Super excited, obviously, for that. It's going to be a fantastic time. It's going to be a raffle, obviously, style. No. If you're asking yourself, is this a chance to win the ability to buy the ball? Nope. You win it. You win it. That is
you win an actual Onyx Bowl. Like
Onyx.
When you win, we're just gonna ship it to you.
Yep.
No money necessary. We know that Nino has a way he does business, but sometimes we slide into his DMs and we work some stuff out. And then Nino's pretty easy to work with. All you got to know is you got to talk about him a lot when you talk to him. Like, Nino, you're looking really good today. And I'd be like, oh, you guys.
Yes, it was pretty fantastic. The way that I'm so happy that I was able to work this out the way that we were, so that you guys don't have to worry about purchasing the ball or anything. It will just be a straight up giveaway for it. We're also gonna have shirts, some AM Hookah merch and stuff like that. I know that's not quite as exciting as an Onyx Bowl. I understand, but there is gonna be a lot of different prizes. I'm trying to get upwards of 10. That's the goal. I'm not gonna spoil any of the stuff that isn't 100% for sure gonna be there, just so I don't accidentally say like we have something and we don't actually have it and stuff. It happens. Crap happens, obviously. So I'm just going to say that the Onyx Bowl is going to be the main thing, obviously, and then we have shirts. So shirts are going to be there for as well.
And other stuff.
Yes, and other stuff.
Like Matt was saying, we can't really say names because we're still bribing people.
Yes, exactly. Bribing would be the proper terminology. This stuff is so damn good. Wow, I'm really impressed with this. This is the first time I've tried this banana from Eternal Smoke. All right, so first and foremost, let me say hello to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for showing up for the show on Memorial Day, obviously. Zay, Rose F. Death, Khaled, Felix, which is the very first time you're tuning in, I guess. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as always, having you here. Captain Webbeard is here. My wife, Bridget, showed up early. Akeem, the original super fan. We also got Nova Fishing and Justin Young. So many awesome people here in the chat. And Hookah Fiend. Oh my goodness. Let's get into the show because goddamn, I want to be talking about the awesome stuff that I did in New York. I want to be talking about this. There's so much crazy stuff that we have to go over that we need to hurry up and get into some of the show, because if we don't get into it right now, then we're not going to have time to do everything, and I want to try and get through everything as quickly as possible. Plus, we are only 18 more likes away from the like goal. We need to get to that 50 number if you guys want to score yourself one of these Alpaca clay screen prototype screens. They're really cool, and I think they're really novel for like collectors and stuff like that especially. These are not going to be for sale. These ones that we're giving out, these prototypes, are not going to be for sale. So there's something very special that you're going to be able to have in your collection that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else at all. Like, that's really cool in my opinion. So moving on, let's talk about what it is we're smoking, and let's get into it a little bit. Adrian, what is it that you're smoking out of that matte pear right now?
Well, out of my matte pear that I'm smoking, which, by the way, I've changed the handle out for my Pipe Dream. Can you read that? It says Pipe Dream Hookah on it.
Sexy.
I think this is actually a Like Smoke handle that I got way back.
It's all the Russian handles, just all of them.
Just all of them. Yeah, matte pear. On top, I've got my brand new, like I've had this for about a week, my Mini Rook, first one I've ever had in my personal collection, Provost. And inside the Provost, there's something interesting. Our sponsor for this segment of the show is inside of my Provost. That's going to be Prestige Coconut Coals, Prestige Bubbles. I'm using the Jumbo Flats, although I've been talking crazy good stuff about the Jumbo Flats. So I'm going to go ahead and say their cubes are also very good. I like using, Tristan said it best, 2 cubes instead of a Provost is really all you should need for heat. So,
yes.
Matt, what are you smoking?
Very quickly, I want to say hello to Matthew in the chat as well, because I met him when I was down in New York, and that was fantastic. Him and his wife, it was a great time. And also, I'm trying to mute my chat so that you guys don't hear all those beeps and boops. I try hard to always mute. I try to mute all of the stuff that I think people are going to message me in case I need to have my messenger open for any reason, but there's always a couple that sneak through the cracks, obviously. But I am also smoking with the Jumbo Flats, though I have recently been using the cubes a lot lately, and even though I'm not not a cube person per se, I've really been enjoying them quite a bit. I want to get into them a little bit more and use them and really try to embrace the cube, if you will, in hookah tobacco. Maybe try to do some cube and some foil. What do you think about that?
Just cubes on foil?
Cubes on foil.
Here's my deal with cubes on foil.
Cubes on foil, what's up?
You keep making me have 15-second rants that are actually 2-minute rants. Cubes, as far as surface area goes, are identical to flats. There's no difference in the dimension of the part that goes down on the foil. The only difference is you can't Stonehenge, which is a common technique used when you're trying to control the heat with just foil, which can be trickier if you're used to using something like a Provost or a proper HMD.
Yes.
But the cubes, I think, really shine in the Provost or an HMD because you can maximize on trapping all the heat they're letting off. Mm-hmm. But because the cubes, the lion's share of the extra cold that you have is way above the bowl, a lot of that heat's escaping. Might be bro science, but I have noticed this in trying to get cubes to work. So I have actually just relegated cubes to use with the Provost, which I sometimes call an HMD, and then what we all call traditional HMDs, like your Phoenix, your Lotus, your the Ignis, if people still use that, all those cool devices.
Yes. That's interesting, actually. I love, we love bro science here on the AM Hookah Podcast. We are the number one bro science. We're the number one of a couple things. We're number one bro science. We're number one blue mist. Probably something else we're number one at as well. Something.
I told you all about my setup, but I didn't say what I was smoking.
You didn't.
Junior Peach, Tasty Peach, and Cane Mint, all in thirds.
Okay, so kind of a variation of what else, correct?
Yeah, very close. Mm-hmm. Instead of using the foreplay, like Arby's very known for doing and stuff. They didn't have foreplay at Hookah Shisha when I put my order in. By the way, Little John, Sean, all you guys from Hookah Shisha, thank you. The order was perfect. Except for you fucked me up. You sent me Pulp Friction instead of Morning Glory. But they're pretty quick to take care of stuff like that, so I'm not too worried. I think I'm just going to pay for the Morning Glory because the Pulp Friction turned out to be really good.
Have you ever had it before?
No, this is my first time like 2 days ago. It's incredible. Very good flavor.
Very, very good.
But yeah. Sup, guys?
So also there's a couple crazy things happening in the chat right now. There's so much happening. I appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out and telling us what you guys are up to. If you guys are smoking, also let us know what it is you're smoking. Cameron lent me a bowl when we were in New York City. He actually lent me a bowl that I haven't had a chance to use yet because I want to do a live with it at some point, either on Facebook or here on the AM channel here on YouTube and stuff like that. Not 100% sure what the plan is going to be, but check this bowl out that Cameron lent me to experiment with.
That's a stone.
This is a stone.
That's a stone with an Egyptian spire.
This is, and it's slightly raised, obviously.
It's like an eggy, like the actual, what do you call it? The eggy bowl by Alpaca.
Yes. So this is a custom-made bowl just for him. It's very special. He lent it to me. I'm going to do some experimenting with it. And I also, while I was in New York, I got a Lotus 2 while I was down there. I've never used a Lotus. I've used a Lotus here and there through like other people and stuff like that. Lotus 2, a lot of them were being used throughout the weekend and stuff like that, obviously. But like I've never spent any time myself messing around with any of these crazy things. Yes, the Facebook group is called AM Hookah. If you guys want to go and check that out on Facebook, there's a page and there's a group. Join the group, like the page, and you guys will see all the fun stuff that we have going on at all the different times. Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way. Almost there, 37 likes at the moment, trying to get to that magical 50 number. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to give away these Alpaca prototypes because I just love to give away stuff like this and give back to the community, obviously. So where are we? I need to talk about what it is that I'm smoking now. That's what I need to do. I need to talk about what I'm smoking. I'm using the Goodfella V4. I'm using the Alpaca clay screen. I dropped down from the 4 that I initially put on there, and I have my 3 coals, my 3 jumbo flats, and this is what this is looking like with this banana from Eternal Smoke. Tell me what you think of this.
The eternal smoke while you're doing that, but after you're finished with this big puff, those are clouds. Is it dark or a blonde leaf?
This is a blonde leaf tobacco. It has a very nice golden color to it. It's going to be kind of hard to see in the camera, obviously.
Reminiscent of Azure off of first glance.
Not nearly as choppy, though. This is a much, oh man, it's very, very finely chopped up.
For trifecta blonde?
More of a trifecta blonde for sure, yes, in terms of cut. The color is very nice, beautiful golden. It's absolutely fantastic. So the smell on this stuff, I'm going to do like a quick live first impressions for the most part. The smell on this is definitely reminiscent of Yellow No. 5, but there is like a cakiness to it or like a creaminess to it, almost like banana cream pie in some kind of way. Like it doesn't smell nearly as bad as just eating a Laffy Taffy. And for people who don't know, I don't like banana flavors because like they all just taste like yellow number 5, and to me that's not enjoyable like by any means at all. So I usually do not like banana flavors, but I can say for sure that this one right here, the smell on it is very good. And then moving on over to the taste, as I'm smoking with me Carbon 1 stem with a jumbo vase, and I'm actually using just generic looking hose, obviously. Though I need to go grab, I got a new handle from Derek Moses when I was down there in New York. Man, I did so much crazy stuff down there. I got a new handle from Derek Moses, which is really cool. And I need to go grab it actually. Let me go grab it real quick. Let me grab it real fast. Sorry, Adrian. Sorry.
Welcome back to the Adrian Podcast. At some point, I'm pretty sure when Mac comes back, we're going to be talking a lot about what he got up to in New York. And based on the DMs he sent me, sliding into the good old direct message, he's got some pretty cool stuff that happened. I've got some cool pictures. I wonder if he's going to share any of the pictures. That handle looks odd.
Yes, so this is very interesting. All it is just the standard stainless steel handle that you normally see, and then it has one of the Derek Moses leather handle parts right here on the bottom part of it, so you can hold on to it. It's a perfect size for just your hand grip. I wish the handle was a little bit longer itself because it's only either a 14 or a 12. I wish it was slightly longer just because I like it to be.
Put it on the So-So hose handle.
There you go. That would be real massive. Yeah, that's a long one, isn't it? Isn't it like 20 inches or something
It's
crazy?
17.5, I believe, is what John
Wow.
talked about in this video. Pretty long handle. To put it in perspective, this is a 12-inch handle.
Yeah. So
I think.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so this was pretty cool. I got from Derek Moses, obviously. So smoking this right now, this banana flavor from Eternal Smoke, which I've tried two other of their flavors, the Milk and Cookies, which is very, very good. The Lemon Lit, which is kind of like lemon heads, man, or lime. It's a lime one, and it's like sweet lime. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, but this banana is really shocking me. It is definitely coming through with that yellow number 5, that taffy kind of taste to it here in the background of it. But then it also has that kind of like cakiness consistency to it, almost like a banana cake of some kind. Really, really interesting. I would love for some of the people that are really into banana flavors like Paul and I think Tristan and yourself, I think you like. Do you like banana flavors okay or not?
I like banana flavors that are weird banana flavors, kind of like the Bananarama by Hayes was one of the ones I really liked. I would like it if Azure would just come out with a banana muffin.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be pretty fantastic.
Like their muffin, like the lemon muffin, just if it was artificial banana instead, I think that'd be really good.
All right, so that's what I'm smoking. It's coming through really good. First impressions of this flavor, you guys are hearing it first from me. I'm really enjoying this. This is coming through very, very good. And this is the I'm not noticing any restriction from my clay screen. It seems to be fitting on a way on my bowl that there's like either a small gap in between it so that there's a lot of air still coming through it. And also it's coming through really nicely, both with like the amount of smoke and flavor. Like nothing seems to be hindered from this clay screen, which is really pretty nice. I like that as well.
And you didn't, it's fun because I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I had different things to say on my technical difficulties than you did on the Gamecast. I noticed some restriction. And you do not. So you're not noticing any type of restriction whatsoever off of that clay screen. That's very interesting. I'm going to have to go back and do some more investigating. I've only had a handful of bowls. Every single one of them was restricted. I'm going to try some stuff, but I think that mine might have a variance in shape that's causing that. I don't know what it is. Maybe the holes are slightly smaller or something like that, but I am noticing some restriction. But that's good news because I think both you and Wayne, I believe is another person I know that has it, have both had nothing but positive things to say. So
yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting. We're going to talk about it in a little while.
By the way, what's going on, Sally? The Shisha Savage is in here for the first time in a while.
Hey,
I think she's
Sally.
been busy.
How's it going? So nice to see you. Awesome. All right, so we're 10 likes away from the 50 like goal, by the way. We are 10 likes away right now from giving away one of these Alpaca screens live on the air, and then there's going to be a second way to win it after the show is over as well, so get ready for that. But if you guys want to get one live on the air today, 10 more likes is all we need. Share the video, let it out. Tell them to just stop by, drop a like, and then they can take off if they want to. But you do have to be subscribed to the channel and active in the chat if you want your possibility to win it, just so you guys are aware. Be subscribed to the channel, obviously, for your best chance to win this. What is up, Frank? How's it going as well? Matthew and his wife Christine, I saw stop by. Jenica is also here. How are you doing? Raul, my friend. Oh my goodness, I love talking to Raul. He's such a good guy. All right, so let's go ahead and move on with the show a little bit. Make sure to let us know what you guys are smoking if you guys are in fact smoking. And let's talk about a very small bit of news that we were able to find out about this year in the expo that we're going to be seeing come live to the expo for the first time, making a public appearance, something they do not do It is Tangiers is going to be at the expo, Adrian. How does this make you feel to know that Tangiers is going to be at the expo?
You could have asked me before they announced this if I wanted to bet money on whether Tang was going to be there or not, and I would have said, no, the closest they're going to do is send George Johnson in with some Tang samples for people to try out like they've been known to do, because George Johnson handles a lot of their promotion.
Yes.
But they're just going to be there, it turns out, which is nothing but good news because they've been a powerhouse in the American hookah industry for fucking 20 years.
Also,
So, woo.
Also makes me super excited because the idea that they're going to show up and maybe have like a new flavor to unveil, like that's something I could see them doing because they do like special flavors. They have stuff over at Hookah Dash Shisha. They have stuff over at different places every once in a while. Like they do like specialty flavors every once in a while. So if they were to come out with like something like specific for the expo, like maybe like Expo Cane Mint, that would be crazy. That would be bonkers. I would love to see something like
I
that
would
happen.
love to see, like, they can be punny with the way they name tobaccos. I'd love to see if Eric can come up with something silly with the Hookah Expo Worldwide #3
Oh yeah.
terminology.
There you go. I like that. That would be fantastic. I could see that. I could see that happening too. Is the other thing. I could definitely see that being the case. What is up, Ross? So nice to see you stop by. As always, nice to have you. What is up, Hookah Parties? Which is David, obviously. As Matt would say, smash that like button. I agree. Yes, please smash it. I want to give this away, guys. We're 2 likes away from being able to give away an Alpaca prototype screen bowl. Super excited. Want to do that for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and jump down. So Tangiers will be at the expo. Super excited for that. Obviously, I want to show off some pictures right now. These pictures were submitted by the actual people that are in the AM Hookah group. I did a post today, and I said, hey, show us your pictures, your setup pictures, your packed bowl pictures, any pictures that you want to. Show us off some pictures, and we will show them off here on the show, and that is exactly what happened. The very first picture that we're going to be looking at right now, I know, Adrian, you're always waiting for a delay. Did you know if you go over to twitch.tv/AM Hookah, you'll actually have less of a delay? Look, it's already on the screen
I can see it, actually.
Right now.
So through some inception on your screen within the screen that I'm looking at. I can see it twice, actually, because I've got the video up right here. So we're good. And it just popped up on, yeah, we're fucking good, man.
We're good right now.
It's a better way to do it.
All right, so here's the first picture I want to show off real quick. This is from Travis Green, good friend of ours, obviously. Hookah University represent, and then this is one of the beautiful stone bowls. I could be wrong, but I think this is the updated new stone bowl that they just did for the Wounded Warriors. This is the Navy variation. Somebody in the chat, please let me know if I am wrong or correct in that. I believe this is the new version, which is the Navy variation. Obviously, the first one they did was for the Army, and then this one is the Navy. I'm not sure what the next one is going to be, but I think that's what this is. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think it looks stunning. I'm sure there's some Tangiers in there. Knowing Travis Green, I'm sure it's probably some Static Starlight, right, Travis? Isn't that what it is? Static Starlight? I'm just kidding. I don't think he likes that flavor at all. Yes, it is. Crystal just said that it is, in fact, the Air Force. The Air Force is what it is. Very, very cool. But that's the first picture to show off.
Oh, if you're showing off the Air Force Bowl, I have to show things off, too.
Oh,
the best part is I actually own this one, Matt. Haha. Wait, did you get an Air Force Bowl?
I did not. I did not get one.
Well, here's the Army Bowl. I just wanted to show it because they're doing great work over there.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I wanted to get myself talking because now I can say without interruptions. We just hit 50 likes.
Holy okay, we just hit 50 likes. So let me jump over to our chat bot and set up our giveaway setup. I should have had this ready. Why didn't I have this ready, Adrian? I don't know either. Okay, so let me go ahead and edit this one right here. Edit this. So we're going to be giving away the Alpaca clay screen prototype, and there's not going to be a timer for it. Winner's going to get the clay screen, okay? And everyone is allowed to enter. Okay, let me make sure that's set up correctly. That is correct. It must be entered to win, blah, 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 and we are good. So let's go ahead and save that. Let's go ahead and start this giveaway. And if you want to enter yourself into the giveaway, all you got to do is type in !win, and that'll put you into the raffle, and we will give that away at the very end of the show in about 30 minutes. So type in !win, and you will be entered to win inside of this for the Alpaca clay screen. Pretty fantastic. Thank you guys for helping us hit 50 likes on today's video, and we want to reward you by giving you the opportunity to win this beautiful screen.
Would I just fuck everything up if I entered?
No.
Can I enter? Can I get another one?
No, if you enter, then you'll just be disqualified if you win. That's all that's going to happen. So it could.
Well, let's just enter.
If anything,
What is
it'll
it?
just.
Exclamation point win.
Yeah, it'll make some people excited if they see your name, and then they'll know they have another chance. So that may be what we're able to do, obviously. All right, so very cool stuff. Thank you guys so much for that, obviously. So let's move on to the next picture. I want to show up a couple of these. This is from our good friend Tam. He's showcasing his DSH with a beautiful alpaca bowl right there. It looks like probably a Siri bowl, and then the new Superior Cocoa hose that they have coming out. They're coming out with a hose,
which look really cool, actually. I am a big fan of the I think it's made by Thunder, the Thunder Slim hose.
Slim, yep.
I don't know if you've seen that. Looks a lot like it. It's kind of got that really stretchy plastic/rubber with the coil going through it that is visible with a really narrow handle. Looks very similar to that.
Yes.
So, and I like that hose.
Yeah.
And I think that there's no issue. Like, I've heard some people talk about, oh, this is just a clone of that. And I don't think that's the case, but even if it was, as long as they get the quality correct, it seems like a pretty fair use model for a hose. So
I'd agree with that.
I think they do look pretty good, especially with the color options they offer.
Yeah, and I like this whole color look that they have with the red and the orange and everything. Obviously, it looks very nice. The DSH hookah, a lot of people have a lot of positive things to say about it. Moving on to the next picture that we have. This is from our good friend Cam. How's it going, Cam? He's showing off his wonderful collection. He has a stone bowl, he has a lotus stew, peppermint shake, royal raspberry, and the dark leaf cookie dough. I've never tried the dark leaf cookie dough. I only have the blonde leaf. I want to try the dark leaf cookie dough so very badly because I hear very good things about it. And I was not a huge fan of the blonde leaf variation of me personally. I didn't think it was terrible, but I just wasn't a big fan of it. But I want to try the dark leaf. You have tried the dark leaf before, correct?
Yeah, actually, Sally should still be in chat at last time I checked. I picked up some of that from her in North Carolina when we got together with Sally, Kyle Smith, some people who I'm actually not supposed to name. Were at this little meet we did, and I got a bunch from her. And the dark leaf, I could see people liking for sure. I did not, though.
Okay, very interesting. Moving on to our next picture that we have to show off. This is from our good friend Derek Moses. Yes, the creator of this beautiful handle right here, and as well as my Titans hose that I have in the back as well. This is his versatile hookah. And Adrian, I got to tell you something about versatile hookah. Because when I showed up at the gala in New York City, I was really surprised because I saw this versatile, and it was like this big. And I was like, wow, these things are really big in person, it turns out. Nope, they're going to be coming out.
Yeah, they're actually not.
They're going to be
new one.
They're going to be coming out with a model that is a full-size hookah. And then this was the really cool thing. On their handle that they have, you can actually put on the small piece of the stem as your handle piece, and then your handle piece can become the sleeve that you use for your small version hookah as well. So it has versatile different uses while you're using it. How cool is that?
It's pretty versatile.
It is. It's very versatile, it turns out. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a really, really cool thing, honestly. The fact that you get a handle, and your handle's useful if you have the small variation as well. I'm interested in checking out the large variation of the versatile because it smoked fantastic at the gala, and it looked really nice as well. So this is from our good friend Derek, though, sending it over to us. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that. Moving on over, this is from our good friend Brandon, showing off the only carbon hookah that I even care about in any way because it's the Buckeye colors, and I think he does such a good job color matching his stuff. But this is his setup. He's smoking outside, relaxing in the sun. It's raining where I live, Adrian, for like the past 5 days. So, like, I don't even know what the sun looks like anymore.
It's 80 and sunny right now at 8 o'clock in Michigan. It's great.
I'm jealous. I'm major jealous at the moment. Moving on over, this is Tristan, our good friend, smoking out of his Matt Pear Mini. You have the Matt Pear Full. Did you ever decide if you were going to pull the trigger on this Matt Pear Mini?
I probably will at some point, although I've got my eye on a May Customs right now for aesthetic reasons.
I love it.
And I don't even know if I should say this. Someone I know is getting a restock soon, and I know when it's going to be, and I might snipe something as soon as it gets to that place.
Do the old trick where you buy something and then you tell everybody that it's live, basically?
That's the one.
Okay, I got you. Yes, Tristan's smoking out of his Matt Pear Mini. It's very fantastic. And then moving on over, this is from a new somebody that I didn't recognize their name instantly. It's Chris, spelled with a K, and it is a beautiful MIG setup. And they're smoking the Triforce from Ugly Hookah Tobacco, something that you have tried and you've also enjoyed.
The Hookah Rush Triforce by chance, because that is an amazing Triforce flavor, and I think that to this day, Jim's unfortunately still hurting from the batch issues he had a little while back. But I'm just going to say it again. The Ugly have been smoking over the past 3 to 6 months almost at this point has all been good. And that very much does include the Hookah Rush Triforce.
Hookah Rush Triforce is a flavor that I would love to try. I have so much history with that Triforce flavor, obviously, that I'd like to try an updated variation of it. Moving on over, this is from our good friend Stefan. Stefan showing off a king of all hookahs, obviously, the Regal hookah, looking absolutely fantastic. Looks like he has his Derek Moses host put on that as well, with a white Surrey bowl. It just looks absolutely fantastic, this entire setup. There's lots of Regals in New York City, obviously, when I was smoking, and those things just smoke fantastic. Like, you can't get enough of them. They're just so good.
There's a reason Regal is like held as the standard for American hookahs.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that completely. Moving on over, this is from so our good friend Wayne from Resin Kings sent over a bunch of pictures with all sorts of different things, but I decided to show off this one because it's the new Bambino bowl that you can get over at 5 Star Hookah, and it just looks so cool. Like this new Bambino bowl, I don't know how much you've seen of it, but it looks like it has rook inside of it. It's a lot more flatter. It's going to be a really, really good bowl for Tangiers and for really heavy compressed packs, obviously, and stuff like that. But overall, I just love the look of this new Bambino bowl, and the colors on the inside of it just look absolutely stunning. This one has a little bit of orange. It has that blue color to it as well. It just has some really, really cool stuff. So if you have not checked out the new Bambinos that you can get over at 5starhookah.com, I would definitely recommend heading on over there and checking them out because
it's so much different from the Bambinos that, like, I have a purple one that I hold as one of my favorite Tangiers bowls, and the proportions have changed so much. And what they're doing with the glazes, I really, really like.
Yeah,
and they've widened the spire up so much.
Right, that thing looks humongous. I can't wait to see what the airflow on that actually feels like. And then this last one that we have is actually from our good friend Diamond Roberts. Always hangs out with Kenneth and Maggie Salter. This is beautiful. This is what looks to be a Prometheus. Is that a? You'll have to tell me when you see it. I'm pretty sure it's a Prometheus. Maybe I'm thinking of a different hookah for some reason. No, this is a Prometheus? Is this what the hell? What's the name of this hookah? I can't think of the name.
Well, as soon as I can see it, I might be able to tell you.
I think it's. I'm either thinking it's Prometheus or something else. It has that ring in the middle of it where you can lock them together and you can make them larger. And there's like the Titan and the Micro.
Well, that is very much a Prometheus.
Okay,
yes.
okay, just double checking. And apple on top bowl using the Provost, obviously, very cool setup. And then also this stunning looking hookah table. You don't have to worry about knocking over a hookah with this. Obviously, it just looks fantastic. So thank you so much, Diamond, for sharing this. Yes, Diamond says it is a Prometheus Titan XL. Thank you for sharing your hookah with us for everyone to see because it just looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice it is. I need to sustain my hookah because it's wobbling a little bit, which is kind of weird. All right, let me go ahead and take this off of the screen real quick. Let me go ahead and open up my notes again so that I'm able to see what we have to talk about, which is this page right. Where is it? Where's my notes? There they are. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on over. And the first topic that we had was my trip to New York City. I thought I would talk about that a little bit. Do you have any questions for my New York trip?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, in the most roundabout way that I can say, it was pretty fantastic. Tried a lot of Zomo. So the flavors from Zomo that I picked up was actually the guava flavor because I'm a big guava fan, and the acai cream, which I have behind me, actually. The acai cream, I think, is fantastic. It's like a blueberry smoothie. It's really, really good. What is up, Travis Green? Just saw you in the chat right now. It's like a blueberry smoothie with that menthol kick, obviously, to it. But the menthol for Zomo has been heavily tapered down, which I know a lot of people were happy to hear about that. I was a fan of the original Zomo. Like, I never had a big issue with the menthol kick that they had in it, but I know a lot of people were not a big fan of it, obviously. Where did you stand with that whole thing?
Zomo, just in general?
Mm-hmm.
I would need to try the revamped American Zomo.
Okay.
The Zomo I've had that's intended for the Brazil market, I actually liked quite a bit because I'm a fan of menthol.
I do too. I like it.
Like the Fresh Providence is an incredible flavor.
Yes.
Wild Africa, incredible flavor. Tropical Amazon, incredible flavor. I can see getting sick of the menthol if you're not that type of person.
Yes.
And I think that in America, people would rather add their own mint to things.
Yes.
So I can see why they may have revamped their branding and even their flavors for this market.
So if you guys were not following me on either Instagram or on the Facebook page, I'm going to be doing a full-length video of my trip to New York City that's hopefully going to drop at the beginning of next week. But it was a fantastic time. It was absolutely ridiculous, the amount of stuff that I was able to get into, the amount of stuff that I was able to do. I went straight to the Zomo distribution, smoked over there, talked to a bunch of awesome people. Mo and Alex from Zomo were absolutely fantastic. They were very welcoming. They were open to answer a lot of questions and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. And then then also the big thing that I obviously went to New York for, the THL Gala event. Oh my gosh, Adrian, I've never smoked somewhere so fancy ever in my life. It was pretty crazy. It was a lot of fun. Hung out with so many awesome people. I finally met Badia in person, spoke to him, sat down, smoked with him. It was amazing. Amanda and David showed up as well. I hung out with Dan, a good friend of ours, obviously. Eddie was there as well. Cameron was there, hung out with him a ton. And then all the other people that, I could go on for hours naming names.
Kyle Smith showed up.
So let me tell you the story about Kyle Smith real quick, okay? We go to this Korean barbecue place, okay? And at this Korean barbecue place, I'm looking out the window at the door where you can enter in through. And I start looking out, and all of a sudden I see this guy that looks exactly like Kyle Smith. And I'm like, there's no way that's Kyle Smith. And he walks past the door, and I'm about to run out the door. And I'm about to yell out to him like, hey, I know you're doppelganger. And then he comes back around, and he looks me right in the eye. We meet eye to eye, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Kyle Smith. What are you doing here? And he's like, it was just a surprise for everybody. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fantastic. I can't believe Kyle Smith has shown up to the gala. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. It was really cool.
First off, that's amazing. Second off, when you first told me that story, you did not include the information that you were having Korean barbecue.
Yeah, it was good.
I also got Korean barbecue with Sally and Kyle in North Carolina. So that's funny.
Small world, I guess.
We've both had Korean barbecue with Kyle Smith in different states.
Wow. Now we just need to have Korean barbecue together, and we'll complete the circle. Basically, we had Korean barbecue. I went to a Korean nightclub, and it was the most intense thing that I've ever done in my life. I've never been in a situation where I was sitting at a table and people were just bringing bottles of Grey Goose and setting them down at the table. I got very, very drunk, Adrian.
Tell us how drunk you got.
No, I'm not going to tell you how drunk I got because
you gotta tell us how drunk you got. Fuck yeah.
No.
Tell them you told me.
Nope, not going to do it. I got real drunk. I got so drunk that I'm pretty much I think I'm just going to be a sober boy from now on. That's how drunk I got. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be sober the rest of my life because I got really drunk in New York, man. Like we were joking around.
You think you're going to get sober through Vegas this year? You think I'm going to let that happen?
We were telling jokes about me going to New York City and drinking, obviously. Matthew Suppley right now said, yes, Matt had so much fun. I did. He was everybody was I don't even know what happened, okay? Like I got so drunk, I couldn't even tell you what happened. Cameron just said, I can tell you how drunk Matt got. You keep quiet, Cameron. You don't say a word, okay?
Cameron, I'm going to pass every message you put through. So let us know how drunk Matt got.
I texted Derek at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, they won't key me in. I don't remember making this text message. And I wake up and I look at my phone. I'm like, why the hell did I text him that? Because I'm sleeping in my bed, obviously. And I wrote him back. I'm like, I have no idea why I said that. Like, I was sending drunk texts. I was very, it was very crazy. That's all I can say. You ain't drunk unless you say, I'm never drinking again. That's the truth, Bilu. Bilu knows where it's at. I was pretty messed up. It was a fantastic time. So then the next day, we go to the gala and hang out there, smoke a lot of stuff. At one point, I lose track of Eddie and Dan, our friends, and they go to the back room and they start like loading bowls and hanging out and stuff like that. So I go and hang out with them. But Dia shows up. We're all hanging out. We're just chit-chatting. I mean, we were there for roughly 5 hours, just hanging out, smoking hookah. After the gala was all over. First off, a real big thank you to Derek of the team of THL, Frank, Tommy, Cameron, all the other members of the THL team, obviously, that helped put this together because it was fantastic. It was a great reason for me to go to New York City for the very first time. It was a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions about my time in New York City or about Zomo or anything like that, drop a question mark and then put your question right behind that, and we'll do our best to grab those and talk about them. Cameron, shut your mouth, Cameron. Don't read this out loud. Everyone, don't ignore. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Stop. Stop right now. Stop right now. I just removed it. Shut the hell up. Don't talk about that. We don't talk about that no more. Don't drink Japanese liquor. Don't do it. Don't drink Japanese liquor, guys. It's a terrible idea. Oh, my God. Okay, so the fun stuff that also happened was after the gala was over, we hung out for a little while and stuff like that. Oh, I met Ross. Ross is a really cool person to sit down and talk with. He takes hookah smoking to a next level, man. He does all the scientific stuff behind it. So if you ever want to ask, like, we should talk to him about bro science. Let me tell you that, because he'll take the bro science and stop the bro science and just turn it into science. It's crazy the way that he takes and changes stuff around. Don't yell at walls. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is there a story behind that, Matt?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you honestly if there is or isn't. I could not tell you that.
You say you're never going to drink again, but in 2 weeks we have to get drunk by contract.
It's very true. It's very true. We're gonna have to get drunk by contract for sure. Okay, so yeah, so that's all the fun stuff. If you guys have any questions, drop a question and we'll do our best to answer it, obviously. But let's go ahead and move on to our next thing real quick. Our next topic that I wanted to speak about, because me and you both have some experience with it, is actually the Alpaca clay screen. And we both have the prototype version of it. We both spent some time with it. We both have some different things to say about it, which I think is really nice because we're going to be able to actually give different sorts of informational things about it, which I think is really good in this sort of situation, especially for a prototype type situation as well. Somebody just said Matt doesn't know the difference. I don't know the difference, Bridget. What are you talking about? Korean rice wine, I guess is what I was drinking, maybe not drinking, something. I don't know. Anyways, moving on from all that craziness. What are your initial instant impressions of the Alpaca clay screen, Adrian? Just kind of your gut reaction, your initial thoughts, your initial review of it. Not review, obviously, but just your initial thoughts of it. What do you think of it?
This is going to be weird because of multiple reasons, honestly. The first one being I'm a big fan of Omar and what he does over at Alpaca and that whole team. They're just great. They put out amazing products. I'm using one as we speak, and I would swear by them. That said, also we're giving them away, and I don't want anything negative I say to make the people who win feel bad, and luckily Matt has a counterpoint to my point. I was woefully unimpressed. I got my screen cracked within 5 minutes of putting heat on initially, and I did notice a slightly restricted draw. In addition to, due to the design of the actual tray, I don't have it here with me. It's in the other room, unfortunately. But pretend this is big enough to be used with the tray. The tray doesn't have any way to lock into a non-lipped bowl.
Yes.
So if you are using it with a non-lipped bowl, there is the issue of, say, someone bangs on the table that you're smoking on or something like that. Instead of like a little bit of coal movement, you could just have the tray slide off. That is a very real thing that could happen. Again, this is a prototype, and Omar and his team are very good at what they do. But between the restricted draw, the initial crack, and the serious issue I have with the potential of sliding off, I was disillusioned by it immediately. That said, upon further inspection, the side that cracked is almost half as deep as the side that didn't. Mine is very uneven. So it could just be a simple case of a defective product. That said, there was no flavor loss. The clouds were thick and the flavor was full. So he's definitely on to something. Also, it is suggested that you don't use it with a dark leaf tobacco, that you'd have to pack in a slightly altered way to what you would do with your fluke-cured blonde tobaccos.
Yes.
So keep that in mind as well. And he marked it with the intent to not be used with dark leaves. I will be using my cracked one because it's not broken, just cracked, with a few dark leaves just to see how that goes. But those are my first impressions of the clay screen.
Yeah.
Matt, what about you?
My first impressions were quite a bit different, actually. I had a very, very good first session with it. Every session that I've smoked with it so far has been very good. It is specifically, David just said that it's designed for lip bowls, though, specifically LaRoque and Apache. It is. Sadly,
that is the case.
Sadly, I don't have any of those, so like I wasn't able to test it directly in comparison to
also, it only works with like the Apache, like Alpaca lip bowls, and potentially the Ferris bowl from Hookah John. I can tell you that it's not going to work with your Onyx bowl, and it's not going to work with your Stone Fit. Those are just, they're two very popular lip bowls in the American market that it will not function with. Keep that in mind.
I would really like it if he made the diameter just ever so slightly smaller so that it was able to work with those bowls. I think that would be really fantastic if that was the case. I think it'd be very helpful as well, actually. But the overall first effect that I had with it was that the plate got hot very quickly and it held heat very well, and my coals did not black out, which was a worry of mine to begin with, is that it would only get so hot and then eventually it would stop being so hot, and then it would black out your coals, basically. That was not anything that happened to me, so I was very happy with that. I did not notice any restriction. I don't know if maybe I'm just used to the standard restriction that I'm getting in general, so like I didn't notice any difference to it. Like maybe I don't smoke as open as I thought I did. I know I don't smoke as open as like a Regal or as open as like a B2 or something like that. So like that could just be the case that like for me personally, the restriction didn't change enough for me to notice that there was a restriction for the most part. Also, when it comes to this, I like the colors and the variations of the designs that they have. I think those look very nice.
They're so cool aesthetically.
Very much so. Also, I think that they're a fun novelty. So here's the thing. is I hate taking tinfoil with me whenever I travel and I go to like friends' houses and stuff like that. I hate to worry about needing to because you can like accidentally bend it and you can crease it and you can tear it and all that kind of stuff. I love the idea of these, and the price point that I'm pretty sure that he's going to be selling these screens for on their own is going to be like $16, and for that price, I'm really excited to buy like 3 or 4 of these and use them as my traveling companions. You know, getting like a really nice, what's his name, Kyle Smith hooked me up with this little case right here for my Relics ring to make sure that my ring wouldn't break. I would love to get something similar to this for the clay screen so that I was able to travel with them.
Exactly. Maybe something with felt line on both sides.
Yes.
Then you'd have a real powerhouse, because if you could hook yourself up with an Apache for travel, one of those, whatever tobacco you're going to have, or say you're traveling somewhere with tobacco,
yes,
you really cut down on having like a roll of foil and your poker and all that other necessary stuff for your sessions loaded in with you. That would be outstanding.
Yes. And then this interesting thing is, okay, so you, when we were talking a little bit, you actually referred to it slightly as a heat management device. What are your thoughts on it being a heat management device?
It is and it isn't. We had this conversation, and I'll have this conversation with anybody. The term heat management device, think about the words individually. It's just a device that manages the heat on your hookah.
Yeah.
I think to an extent, if you start to look at it with that type of grayscale, foil becomes an HMD. You brought that up in a private conversation, and that's totally true.
Mm-hmm.
I will just openly refer to things as HMDs. And what I usually mean for the future of this podcast, when I call something an HMD, I'm actually using it as shorthand for foil replacement. Because technically this screen is a device that will manage the heat on your hookah.
True.
One way or the other. And that is what heat management device means literally and phonetically. So that's how I refer to it. Although given the way this community refers to HMDs, it would totally make sense that someone could argue the point that, no, this is not an HMD.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting because I would not consider an HMD, and I think I have a more, quote unquote defined definition of that kind of terminology and stuff, which is just me personally. Obviously, it's not a big deal. It's not a stretch. We will always use different vocabulary for different things. It's really not a big deal, obviously.
Absolutely.
So I don't consider this an HMD. I do consider it a foil replacement, which I think is the really cool thing about it, which I can't wait until the official version of it comes out and we see kind of the differences between this and that as well. Because I think that'll be a very, very cool difference maker inside of it in total, obviously. I like the big pros that I have on it is I think that it's travel ready, if you have like a case for it. I think that there is no worry about restriction for me personally or flavor loss or anything like that. And then I'm not using a Provost on this, which is weird for me. Like I don't smoke foil and coal. I always use foil and Provost, but I'm going back to quote unquote basics with this, which I think is really neat. I don't feel the need or the necessity because of the thickness of it. I don't feel the need to use any sort of Provost with it, which I think is really interesting as well. Moving me away from using a Provost is something kind of different because I'm just not used to it, obviously. But just the fact that I am comfortable with just putting the coals directly on the clay screen and using it the way that it's being intended in that respect, I think is really cool as well. I really like that. It
also is very good for like my good buddy. His name's Jake. He comes over and smokes regularly. And that kid can't foil a bowl to save his life. This dude's been coming over for like a year and a half smoking hookah. I teach him. He can't get the foil drum tight. It's great for people like that too.
Yes.
Just plug and play. You don't want to deal with an HMD, like a proper one, what the community would call your Lotuses and stuff like that. And I think it's really good for people like that too. Say you're a more casual hookah smoker. Say you like the aesthetics and the big clouds, but you don't like the learning things. This is a good device. And I saw someone said it. It's Sally. You cannot go wrong with the price point. What does it cost for 130 feet of Reynolds HD?
Oh, like $5.99.
No, where the fuck do you live? It costs fucking $12 here.
Oh shit.
So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know money.
I don't look at money. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to go back real quick to see if there were some questions that were asked earlier in the chat that I may have missed. If there was, I apologize. We need to grab those and bring them over to our chat if you could, Captain Wetbeard, so that we're able to grab those really quickly. But one of the questions that looks like it was asked was from Rose F. Death. He says, is mats the same thickness from side to side? Mine looks pretty universally the same thickness on both sides of the clay screen, like from the entire thing, from the entire diameter. I haven't measured it with like a whatever those things.
Macrometer? thermometer?
Yeah, whatever that word is. I have not measured it myself to tell you exactly what the actual thickness of it is, but it is pretty thick. And I would say like it's like roughly 3 to 4 HD foils with a provost. Something similar to that, in my opinion, is what I would say.
It's quite thick, like the thickest. If you want to see the details on mine, I do a whole 45-minute show on it from last Friday called Technical Difficulties. Just literally go to our channel and look for it. It's the one with the alpaca on the thumbnail.
Yes.
So I'm really happy to hear that yours is uniform. And from what it sounds like, they're meant to be very uniform. And it very easily could just be a disillusion because I have a defective product, which, by the way, happens, especially in the beta prototyping phases of a new product coming to market.
Yes, another question was actually from Hookah Parties right now. Is it reversible? Can you use both sides? Is it glazed on both sides? It is not glazed on both sides. It is only glazed on the one side and is unglazed on the other side. Could you use it technically reversible, though? I don't see why not, honestly. Like people...
You could, but you would expose any char to the beautiful glaze on the side that's intended for coal. But yeah, I mean, you probably could. Definitely don't risk doing that on a non-lit bowl. It's not intended for that anyway, but you know how the market works.
Yes. People
are going to be putting them on Goodfellas. That's just the way it works. It's even more slippery on the glaze side. So try it with a lit bowl. I mean, it probably functions almost identical.
Well, for my lip bowls, I don't know how well that would work. Only for the fact that I'd be worried that it would leave too much play between it. You'd have to pack it up quite a bit more, is what it would seem like at least. Okay, so something else that I thought of is I'd actually like to see this if it was completely glazed on both sides for cleanup reasons, because I don't really want to expose this to water and like scrubbing and like spending a lot of time trying to clean it and stuff. And I wonder if both sides were glazed, if that would make cleaning it a lot easier, and so that you could almost. I mean, I could see somebody if they were really hardcore, like yourself, obviously a double apple fan and stuff, you could use something like this that's not glazed on the bottom of it and kind of use that to flavor.
Ghost it.
Exactly.
Yeah, season the actual device. I could totally see that. That's something that I think if there's a demand for, Omar will just do it. But really quick, hookah parties. No, someone else asked the question. Hookah fiend.
Yes.
How do you remove it from a lit bowl? That's a hard question. Matt, do you know how to do that?
Cool down. You'll have to wait for that to cool down. Or you could use some tongs, obviously, if you have some like really, really thin ones or something like that. You could get in there and lift it up, but I would say you definitely want to let it cool down. It's not going to take a crazy amount of time to cool down. The same amount of time as your bowl cools down is what it should take, because it is just clay. It's not metal or aluminum or anything like that. So it should cool down relatively quickly, or quick like, I guess. But yeah, I don't think you'd ever want to like really play with it, especially because when it's hot, you're going to run into the fact of like microfractures, which are okay for bowls, but they would not be something good for something like this, obviously.
Clay is not thick enough. Microfractures will lead to a break at some point.
Yes, hairline flat fractures would definitely be something that I would be concerned about when it comes to it. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, it's still a very cool product. If you guys have more questions about that, please drop a question mark and let us know what those questions are. And I made the mistake of not shouting out Hookah Fiend real quick, because I was able to sit down, chit chat, and hang out with Hookah Fiend at the gala.
Hookah Fiend, I know about your fucking secret.
Shh, quiet. I don't know if I was supposed to tell you. Don't say that out loud.
Sucks to suck.
Oh no, not good.
I'm gonna get that. A comes before M, Matt. The M always tells the A.
There is a small secret that may have gotten out, but I was able to
sit down. We could call it the Ma Podcast.
I was able to hang out and sit down and talk with Hookah Fiend, and it was a fantastic time. I showed up there, and I didn't know who this person was, obviously. And he starts talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, Matt, you're awesome. I love the podcast. You know, just kind of just shooting the shit and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, cool. How are you?" Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Hookah Fiend." I'm like, "Oh, my God, it's Hookah Fiend." So for the rest of the night, like, whenever anyone, like, came up to us, I was literally just like, "This is Hookah Fiend. Like, that's who this is. Fuck me. I don't care about myself. This is Hookah Fiend. This is the most amazing thing ever. Like, I can't believe I'm sitting here smoking with Hookah Fiend in New York City. Like, this is my life right now." So I apologize for not shouting that out earlier, but honestly, one of the highlights of the entire trip was definitely hanging out with Hookah Fiend. All the other people I appreciate and loved hanging out with you guys as well. Don't take this the wrong way, okay? Please don't take my words and misconstrue them and change them around and do crazy stuff with them. No, it was just really, really cool to be able to sit down and talk with Hookah Fiend. That was a fantastic time. Okay,
quick,
so yes.
JRX says you guys have a major lag on the stream.
Huh.
Don't know what it means.
It looks a little laggy over here, actually. That's kind of weird. I don't know where that lag would be coming from. Let me know if it continues, and if it does continue, let us know if there is the audio also lagging, or is it just the video lagging in reference to the just refresh a whole lot better, is what somebody just said. So maybe if you refresh it, it might.
Mine looks good, and I did just refresh it.
Okay,
so
it may just need a refresh. I'm gonna refresh this over here and see if that helps at all. I'm not seeing that we're dropping any frames, so that's a good thing because that happens far too regularly, obviously. All right, so that was fun. If you guys have more questions or want to talk more about the Alpaca clay screen, please let us know about that. We'd be more than happy to do. But also, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, and then we might do some phone calls as long as we have time to get all that situated and stuff like that. I'd love to be able to do some phone calls if possible. But, Felix also asked a question. Oh, what was your question, Felix? Please re-put in your questions real quickly, because I saw that you asked something and then I was going to ask it and then I missed it. Wayne says, very sexy bowl. At first off, it was more of a collector piece, but it works well. It just takes 3 colds to warm up and maintain a great session with blondes, a mix with dark, but too much tobacco for it. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he may be talking about Goodfella. Maybe. Could be.
So, possible. I don't know if we have the notifications on, but we started this episode at 3:32. Now we're at 3:36. Sub count.
Oh, well, thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, thank you guys.
That's really thank you, whoever just did that, for people that I don't know about.
I think Felix did. I believe that Felix might be one of those because they had more of a collect. There we go. Gotta erase that real quick. Okay, so the video lag just refreshed. Okay, so what was I going to talk about? I wanted to talk about our next topic and then hopefully do some questions here towards the end of the stream as well. Move over here. Get out of that. Okay. Want to make sure that's up and ready to go when we're ready to go with it. Let's talk about some new tobacco, because I do have all of this new tobacco, the Zomos stuff, obviously, the Eternal Smoke I have as well. I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about it, but I wanted to ask you your thoughts and opinions about a new trifecta flavor that hit the market that I feel like has been a little bit of a decisive flavor to a certain extent. I myself was not.
Are you talking about grapefruit?
We're talking about grapefruit from Trifecta.
Okay, cool. Great. Good.
I was not a big fan of it. I need to spend a little bit more time with it. I need to smoke it a little bit more, or maybe mix it with something or something. I don't know. But I was not a huge fan of the grapefruit. What are your thoughts about it?
I'm on record as saying I think it's the best grapefruit on the market. When Zach from Strictly Shisha initially said that, I was like, shut the fuck up. There's so many good grapefruits. I am going to backpedal a little bit just to reiterate. I don't think it's the most natural or true to life grapefruit on the market at all. It's not. But neither is pink grapefruit, and that's also one of my favorite grapefruit flavors.
Very true, very true.
The Trifecta grapefruit is this perfect sweet grapefruit. You definitely know it's a grapefruit, but the sweetness is taken up quite a bit. It's actually not unlike Tangier's pink grapefruit, except for the flavor is more pure. If you don't want that Tangier's molasses flavor, you're not going to get that with the Trifecta. And it's perfect. It's Trifecta. Trifecta came out with a grapefruit and it's good. And honestly, I think as far as like masses go, people who would want a sweeter flavor, it is the best grapefruit on the market that I've had so far. I haven't had everything, obviously.
Pretty interesting. Hookah parties, David just said about AF grapefruit is pretty legit. Are you a fan of
both of them? Both Alpaca and Alfacama's grapefruits are very, very good.
Very true.
Alpaca falls short on a lot of flavors, but I would say there's 5 or 10 of them that they nail, and grapefruit's right in there with those good ones.
Okay, very cool. Let me type something real quick. When I first tried the grapefruit, I was not a big fan of it. I thought that it tasted more. I guess my expectation, right? Like you gotta kind of weigh that ground of expectations and stuff like that. But I thought that it was going to be more of a natural flavor, and I don't know why I thought that, honestly, because Trifecta, though they are known for very good flavors, I would not say that they're known for natural flavors. Is there a single?
No,
yeah,
that would be Alfacama. I would say that's the brand that I'm into that's known for their natural flavor profiles. Trifecta is known for their crowd pleasers. If I had to like put my thumb on it, a lot of their flavors are just even their dark line. You can pack your dark line for someone who doesn't really smoke. They're probably going to be into it. It's not super intrusive or abrasive compared to something like Azure Dark or Tangiers, which obviously isn't a true black leaf, but is on wash.
Yes. Very true. So, Adrian, we're 1 like away from getting to 60 likes. If we get to 60 likes, I will give everybody in the chat right now 60 bowls. If we get to 60 likes, everybody that is viewing the show right now will get 60 bowls. Just so you guys are aware, if you get us 1 more like, everybody will get 60 bowls that's inside of the chat right now viewing the show. So, if you guys want that, will help us get one more like, and then you'll be able to get on top of that. J-Rock just said, is one grapefruit I don't think nobody talks about other than myself and Dr. Noob Sauce is new tobacco grapefruit mint. I was able to try some new tobacco when I was at Dr. Noob Sauce's house.
He has a bunch of it for some reason.
By the way, shout out to Dr. Noob Sauce. Shout out to Chris. He let me sleep on his couch 2 nights. He picked me up from the airport. He dropped me off at the airport. Chris, you are the man. Dude, thank you so much. I can't tell you thank you enough. I'm going to be sending him something very special. I don't think he's in the chat right now, so I can say that out loud. But I'm going to be sending him something special because I cannot tell you how thankful I was to have somebody that it was so awesome to be hanging out with and do that. Honestly, like really, really cool, honestly. But where was I going with that? Oh, new tobacco. So I was able to try some new tobacco when I was over at Chris's house. He has the strong mint, and I will say that their strong mint was very good. Like, I was pretty impressed with it. I really was.
I didn't like their grapefruit so much. Noob Sauce was nice enough to send me over a sample of it when he got some of his new tobacco.
Uh-huh.
It was a little light for my tastes.
Huh.
Now, I only got 50 grams, so there's a chance that I didn't have enough time to figure out exactly how you want to pack it.
Very true.
But the flavor that I did get was very good, and there was no nasty flavor from the new tobacco. Like, it was definitely a good quality of tobacco leaf that they used.
That's
so
good.
Keep that in mind. But I can't speak a whole lot on new tobacco.
We just hit 60 likes. So if you could bear with me ever so slightly, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody in the chat right now that is active. You have to have been active for like the last 60 seconds or something like that. I'm not 100% sure how it works out, but I'm going to give everybody 60 bowls right now. I'm going to wait for you. Oh, you're saying me? Is this for it to happen? I'm not sure what that means. Why are you saying me 100 times?
Because that means I was active in the chat in the last 60 seconds.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. So yeah, I just gave everybody 60 bowls. It should take place here sooner than later, and I hope that everybody enjoys those 60 bowls. Thank you for helping us get to 60 likes. Really do appreciate that, obviously. By the way, very quickly, moving away from like the new tobacco talks real quick, I want to talk about very briefly about some of the cool things that we have going on with those bowls, actually. We talked about one idea to use for 1,000 bowls. Do we want to talk about that? Are you okay with us doing that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The season's coming to an end. We're going to be bringing this into the spotlight more in season 4.
Yes.
So I think we should talk about it.
So the very first thing that we're going to announce today, if you would like to give us, if you'd like to buy with 1,000 bowls will get you a free shipping code, a one-time free shipping code for our Teespring merch store that we have right now. Obviously, you can get the cool shirts like this one. You can get the Circle Back to Corn. You can get a bunch of different, you can get sweatshirts, you can get pillows, you can get mugs, coffee mugs and stuff like that. But if you, for 1,000 bowls, you will be able to score yourself a free shipping code. It is a one-time use, obviously. Use it for free shipping for the one time, and then you will be able to get that. It is a one-time code. 1,000 bowls will get you a free shipping code. Like we've talked about before, there's going to be other stuff for more bowls in the future, obviously. But for right now, free shipping, 1,000 bowls, that's where we are at. All right, so moving on, going back to talking about this.
I listen to music while we do this, so like I don't mind the silence at all.
I know you do.
It just means the music comes through a little bit. I'm like, yeah, we're here to jam a little bit.
When you see Adrian bobbing his head, he's not agreeing with me. He's not agreeing with me at all. He's just jamming out.
Not.
All he's doing. All right, so the banana from Eternal Smoke. Let's talk a little bit about Eternal Smoke real quick. So I got 3 flavors from them. This is the Lime Light, and literally it smells exactly like you would imagine a lime head. Like this smells exactly like, oh my gosh, it's like fresh lime head that you just bit into. It's like bursting at the seams.
Anything like new lime from Tangiers?
No, it's way more candy. Way more candy.
Really?
Oh my God.
New lime is candy.
Oh, so you know my opinion of trifecta lime. You know my opinion.
Yeah, it's limey. It's just a lime flavor.
This is candy. This is legit candy right here, man. This is legit candy. Like, I want to just start eating it and just sucking on the tobacco and just turn into like one of those people that like has the tobacco lip and stuff like that. You could do that with this. Don't do that. That is a complete joke. Do never ever put
for legal tobacco. Reasons. That was a joke.
That was a joke. Do not do that at all in any way. By the way, if you're not 18 and your state allows you to smoke at 18, get the fuck out. And also, if you're not 21 and your state requires you to be 21 to be able to be in here, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That's your PSA for these moment of the podcast at these exact time. Okay, so the limelight smells super good. The mint or the menthol or whatever it is not exactly like super bursting at the seams. The banana flavor, which I'm smoking right now, is pretty damn good. I'm super impressed with this. This is not yellow number 5 solely. This is like yellow number 5 mixed with cake. And then the milking cookies, which I don't have near me. It's over there and I can't reach it. It is a really, really good milking cookies flavor. It's not Oreo, which is what I kind of expected it to be. It's more like vanilla wafer. Have you ever been on an airplane and they give you those vanilla cookies that they give you?
That's like one of the 2 good reasons to fly.
That is legitimately what it tastes like. And the smell comes through so well. And Cameron, who is over at Dr. Noobsauce's house with me, and also Dr. Noobsauce himself, we all smoked a couple bowls of it. It was so good. It started my morning, and then it also ended my evening at the same time. Like, I smoked it twice in the same day, and it was absolutely delicious. It was a very, very good flavor. This Eternal Smoke, we don't have an exact release date for it. So I'm always hesitant, and I know Adrian feels the same way about this, always hesitant to talk about a new tobacco that is hard to get into your hands right away, because we talk about this stuff, and I know you guys want to try out new things, just like we do, obviously. So it sucks for me to be like, this is great, and you can't have it. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that at all. What I can say...
Keep your eyes out for it.
What I can say is that keep your eyes out for it. Yes, exactly. Fun stuff in the future, definitely coming out from Eternal Smoke. Hopefully going to get some guys on the show from Eternal Smoke as well, which would be really cool. I'd be excited for that as well. If you guys want to trade in your 1,000 bowls, by the way, I see a couple people talking about the free shipping code and stuff like that. Hit me up on Facebook and let me know that you want to spend those 1,000 bowls. Or
this is a backdoor deal we're talking about.
Or Twitter or Instagram, any of those platforms where you can send a private message. Let me know, and I will hit you back, and I'll take the 1,000 bowls out, and I will give you a code for the free shipping through there. So just let me know whenever you guys want to do that, and I will hook you up with that. It'll cost you 1,000 bowls for the free shipping, obviously. Okay, so do you have any particular questions about this Eternal Smoke brand of tobacco, Adrian?
What makes it stand out from everything else we have on the market today?
Oh, I like the question. I like that I like that we're not here to puff. We're not here to puff on shit. We're here to ask serious questions, and I like that a lot. Here's what I'm going to say about the Eternal Smoke out of what I have tried so far. It's a very smooth-hitting tobacco with very intense flavor notes. Sometimes with a blonde tobacco, I think we can all say that we wish that there was a little bit more of an oomph to the tobacco. This is obviously very heavily washed, and you can feel that. It's a very high-quality tobacco, and the people that are behind it, from my understanding, are very big fans of hookah itself, and they're people that want to produce the best possible product that they can. Now, what does that mean in terms of like other really good tobaccos that are on the market when it comes to like Azor or Alpaca or a Trifecta or Hooked on Hookah even and stuff, right? Because we are a community that embraces new things, but we also will only kind of allow the good things to continually stay in premise and stuff. And I think that Eternal Smoke does the one thing that they need to do correctly, which is have a unique flavor that smokes good and smokes for a long time. It takes heat well. It has a strong, robust flavor, and if you go onto their website, which I think is just eternalsmoke.com, I could be wrong, just search for them, see if you can find them. They have a lot of different flavors, which is good for them because it'll help them stand out among the rest of the stuff that's out there. They don't need to have their standard lime flavor, like Trifecta, because Trifecta, a lot of people love that lime flavor, obviously. They have a lime ice flavor, so that you can have something that is a little bit different while still enjoying something that you may enjoy a lot. So I think that it gives you the variety.
Important. Moving forward,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Not to interrupt you, I apologize, but like Alpaca is nailing it on the natural flavor profiles. Trifecta's nailing it for like the widely available, consumable dark leaf. Tangier's is good for the old-fashioned, unwashed tobacco smokers. So we're moving into an era where you need to be making things that aren't necessarily just single note flavors that other people have already done so well.
Mm-hmm. So Matthew Suppley just asked, how is the juiciness? And it is not juicy in the sense that there's a pool of juices at the very bottom of this container that I'm kind of moving around just to check on right now. But it does have a good amount of moisture. But here's the good thing. Just like a lot of good brands, the flavor is in the juice, and the juice is stuck on the tobacco. Right? Like a problem that some flavor or some brands have is that once the juice leaves the tobacco and like pools at the bottom and you don't properly mix it, then you're not going to have a very strong, flavorful session. This stuff seems to have the juices very well in what's it called? Kind of like ingrained in the tobacco itself. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the process is how to make tobacco, but if you can get the juice to bleed into the leaf a little bit, longevity, there's gravity affects fluids as well as solids.
Truth.
And they will pool at the bottom of your bowl. So Bro science.
So Justin just asked, how's the price? I don't have any answers about the price yet. That is something that I did not ask that I definitely should have. That would have been a good question for me to ask. So I apologize about that. Also, another thing, do you have any downfalls about Eternal Smoke? Thank you also for asking a very strong question in that regard. So I don't have any downfalls for two reasons. One, it's an unreleased product, and I don't want to... downfalls is a hard question because right now, if I was to say that I had anything out of the 3 flavors that I tried, I like a little bit of throat kick. I like a little bit of buzziness to my tobacco and stuff, but like I'm not going to knock them on that because that's not what they're going for, right? So like, is that a downfall? Kind of, but not really because I'm not gonna knock it against them. Also, I'm not gonna knock it because I want to wait till there is a full release and I get a flavor that I really want, and I see like a. Zumerit is a good case for this for me because the Bon Appetit flavor I saw and I was like, man, I want that. That looks really, really good. And then I tried it and I was kind of disappointed by it. So like until I see a flavor that jumps out at me and I'm like, that's the flavor that I want to be good, I'm not going to be able to know for sure how I feel about it completely. So I'm still waiting.
Yeah, let me get that double apple Eternal Smoke.
Right, exactly.
You want a spokesperson.
Make
By Dream Hookah, baby.
Matthew also just asked, how's it compared to New Zomo? That's an interesting question too, because I don't think they
I
compare
wish
at
I
all.
knew.
I don't think they compare at all.
I need to get some New Zomo because I am intrigued.
You do need to get
also,
some
250s. What a novel idea.
Yeah, what a novel idea. What a novel idea. New Zomo. Let's go ahead and transition over to New Zomo real quick and talk about that. For the 2 flavors that I tried, I tried a bunch of flavors when I was in New York, obviously, at the gala. But the 2 flavors that I brought home with me, the guava, which is a very candy guava. It's very good. It has a creaminess to it that I really enjoy. Oh, it's very, very sweet and nectary. That's a good way to put this guava. It's like the guava nectar that you can purchase and stuff. And then the acai cream, which is just this amazing smoothie-esque flavor to it. And then the menthol is not as strong as it used to be. I can tell you that from experience. But I always liked the menthol from back in the day. So like that's not necessarily a negative or a positive for me. That just kind of is what it is more than anything. What is up, Kyle? I just saw that his name popped up there. What are the ingredients, like honey or glycerin, vegetable glycerin? So let me look at this real quick. It says tobacco, molasses, glycerin, and flavoring. So this is not a honey.
So it's a molasses-based tobacco.
It's molasses, yeah.
Interesting.
Eternal Smoke. Eternal Smoke is the molasses. The Zomo, let me see what this one is. Zomo says
I'm going to guess honey.
It is not. It is also molasses.
Really? That's wild. I'm so used to like molasses often has a flavor to it, but there's all different kinds of molasses you can use.
Yes.
Like you ever had Absol?
I have not.
They use something.
What do they use?
I don't know, but I picked up some of their lemon pie, and that the molasses flavor is strong in that. It's very strong.
Huh. Interesting, because molasses is a sweet flavor, obviously. So that's kind of interesting.
Have you ever had molasses, like just straight up molasses?
Yeah.
It's sweet, but it's also tar-like in structure.
Well, yeah. If you were just to eat molasses by itself, it's like tar. It's like sugar tar. But if you cook it and you use it for other stuff, obviously. Somebody also asked, where is Eternal Smoke based out of? This is an American tobacco. It is based out of Orlando, Florida. It was Bracken that originally got us in contact with these guys because Joe, who is the PR representative of Eternal Smoke, is actually able to hang out with Bracken occasionally. So we were able to get in touch with him. Joe came down to New York City for the gala, and we were able to hang out and talk a lot about his product there as well, which is really cool. So big ups for Joe because he's a pretty cool guy. A lot of fun hanging out and walking around New York City with him. He kept me safe. Yeah, he did. He's a really big guy, like 7'2", muscly, and just a mean looking dude. Not at all. I'm just kidding about that. He's just a nice dude. He's a nice guy.
Absol's palms are the reason they exist. They're super good. Their mango is also pretty incredible for anyone who's looking for a mango.
I did try their mango. I did try their green mango when I was in at Chris's house. His friend Armand was smoking it, and I tried the bowl that he had, and it was very good. I was really interested in that as well. Ross just said, I'm 150 miles from them. I see a bright future ahead. Very cool, Ross. Maybe you can get yourself some Eternal Smoke and let us know what you think about it as well. Yes, very, very cool guy. Joe's a lot of fun to hang out with. All right, so we have about 10 minutes left of the podcast. Do we want to start taking a couple phone calls? What do you think?
I think we probably should if we're going to.
Okay, let me go ahead and get everything set up. I might need to update my device.
Don't forget we need to give away the screen.
We will. We will definitely be giving that away. Maybe we'll do it with a caller on hand or something.
Well,
why is it only on one side?
Shut her up. Welcome to the call.
Want
to hear some elevator jazz?
We got rid of that.
I'm super stoked that we got rid of that.
Oh shit! Now our screens are gonna get messed up for a little while.
No, well, I quit. It was good. This was a good experience. Enjoy season 4, everybody.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So, Adrian, how are you doing? That
Good.
That good, huh?
That's just super good, man. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to make it work, but it's going to take a little while. We're just going to have messed up screens for a tiny bit. Here we go. Here's the phone number that you can call in right now. Call-in number is 319-527-3235. Give us a call right now while I fix our gnarly-looking screens. This is my fault. I apologize. I will do everything I can to fix it. Just give me a moment. Adrian, I got to fix your screen first, and then I will fix my screen directly after that. Go ahead and give us a call, and we will start taking calls. And Adrian will talk to you on the phone while I try to fix the screen a little bit. So we'll wait for our first phone call to come in.
Do you have a question for our callers?
I'll let you decide.
Okay.
You got full reign. You do whatever you
That's
want.
a fucking mistake.
You got this. I believe in you.
Sweet. Good job. Remember you said that.
I trust you.
Cool.
Mostly. Okay. Give us those phone calls, guys. It is the phone call you can call in is 319-527-3235. You can ask questions to Adrian. You can ask questions to myself. All sorts of fun stuff, obviously, in tune for. You can ask about the shows that we have coming up, about the giveaways that we have. Oh, looks like we got a caller on the line right now. Area code 682. Who is this area code 682?
This is Moise. How's it going?
Oh, hold on a second. We got messed up with your audio. Say that again, Moise.
I'm doing today.
I'm doing good, but for some reason, you're only coming through on one side of our audio head for whatever reason. Can you hear him, Adrian?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, go ahead and take over with him.
Moise, Matt asked you this already. I'm going to ask you again. Moise, how the fuck are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. My birthday's tomorrow, so I was listening to some AM Hookah Podcast on this day off.
Oh, shit. How old are you going to be, Moise? Are you going to hide that information?
No. I'm going to be 28, and
28.
I called in because we know your finale's in a couple of weeks, right?
That's correct.
So I want to make an offer to Matt on your finale.
Oh, God, I can't. I don't even want to know what he's going to say.
No, let's hear this.
If Matt gets on Netflix and watches Half Girlfriend, I will also give away a $25 Hookah John gift card on your finale.
Well, he's going to do it.
Hold on a second. I have to watch Half Girlfriend on Netflix, and you'll do what?
Give a $25 gift card away for Hookah John.
You'll give away a $25 gift card if I watch. Which movie is it on Netflix that I need to watch?
It's called Half Girlfriend. It's a Bollywood movie. It's 2 hours long.
I've just spent 2 hours of my life watching a Bollywood movie?
That's right.
Yep, and I will give a $25 Hookah John gift card. And if Chris still has the Ringside Hookah T-shirts up on Teespring, I'll give away one of those too.
You're going to give away a T-shirt from Ringside Hookah, which is our wrestling podcast group that we do on Facebook. And you will give away a $25 Hookah John gift card. You got me sold, Moise. I will watch Half Girlfriend on Netflix.
Awesome. Good.
I want video proof. I'm with Moise on this. I want to make sure it happened.
How do I video proof it? What's the best way, Moise?
Best way would probably be post some pictures in our group chat and maybe go live for like 10-15 minutes while watching it.
All right. I'm doing this for you guys of the AM Hookah crew. Thank you so much, Moise, and an early happy birthday to you. But yeah, I'll do that. That sounds like an okay time.
Big time happy birthday. Also, Moise, if you want to call in on the next few, like the first few episodes of season 4, say, just to quiz him on Half Girlfriend, I will be happy to facilitate that.
I would love to do that.
What am I What am I getting myself into? Okay, Moise, we're gonna go ahead and drop you from the call. I'll let you know once I get into that show. Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. Okay. So our next caller that we have, is area code 781. Area code 781. Who is this?
Hey, Maddie, it's Matt.
Oh, what's up, Matthew John? How are you doing?
Going on, buddy? Hanging out. You?
Oh, I'm doing this thing. It's not too much. It's just, kind of this thing that I do every Monday at the exact same time every single week, but it's not much.
Yeah, I know. You fully recovered?
I like to believe that I'm fully recovered, but honestly, I couldn't give you an honest answer because I don't know. But I feel like I'm fully recovered, but who knows if that's the real answer or not. I know that
Before
it was
he went on, he drank 4 Red Bulls straight
tried.
when we were talking before he went on because he has not been okay for the last few days.
Recovering heavily. Do you have any questions for us here? Well, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question, Matthew, because you were there at the New York Gala. I want to hear your very quick impressions of what you thought about the New York Gala. Inform the listeners of what your thoughts were.
Dude, the New York Gala was amazing. It was definitely something that I wish everybody could have enjoyed. Very high-end feel to it. It was nice. We were all dressed up. It wasn't like a normal hookah gathering like you would do it like HEW or like I haven't been to Chicago, but I didn't see Florida either. It seemed like everybody had fun there.
Yeah.
Definitely really cool. Definitely a lot of plans in the future that Frank and Tommy have got going on.
Yeah.
But I highly suggest if you guys get the chance to go to the next event, do it. You guys we had a great time there.
Yeah, it was. Besides the drinking and me blacking out, it was an absolutely fantastic time. It was.
Yeah, Korean barbecue was definitely a time. I did notice there was a lot more people that I hadn't seen in the group or actually recognized. So I want to say that there were some people from New York themselves that picked the tickets up from somewhere. So it was cool to see that aspect of us reaching out to people that normally wouldn't show up to events unless they were in the group or had saw them. So it's cool to open up that world to everybody.
I would agree with that as well. Do you have a question for us here at the AM Hookah Podcast?
Yeah, I did notice someone asked a question about the cut for internal smoke and how that compares to other lines. Is it like a leafy? What do you say it was like?
So it's definitely
like fine cut or something like that.
Definitely a very fine cut. Like this is not leafy at all. You're going to see this in a little while if you're watching the YouTube video, obviously. But it is definitely very, very chopped up. I would. The only thing that I would compare this to personally would be to something like Trifecta. Like that's how cut up it is.
It looks like the color of Azir's blonde line with the chop of Trifecta's blonde line.
Yes. That's what I would say as well.
How would you pack it? Would you do like a semi dense? Would you pack it a little tight? Like what do you do, Matt?
So all 3-4 times, I guess actually like 5 or 6 times technically now. All 6 times that I have packed this stuff, I've gone with a very fluffy pack for the most part. Like I've not pushed it down very much. I would say very minimum, very maximum. I have maybe done a like normal pack type thing, but for the most part, it has been very, very fluffy for the most part. Like I don't want to put too much pressure down on it and then try to like blast it with heat. I want it to really breathe with that heat that's hitting it.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Matthew. Appreciate it as well. Is your wife with you?
Yeah, she's right here.
Tell her that the AM Hookah Podcast says hello to her as well.
Hi, Matt.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. I got a funny story that I'm going to share about you real quick if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
So while we're in New York City and we're at the Korean barbecue place, we're drinking this. What was the drink called? I don't remember what the drink was called.
Well, we first started drinking Solmek Towers, and basically that's like a huge tower of Korean beer, and then mixed with soju, I think it was.
Soju.
So we went through 2 Solmek Towers before we actually started mixing soju by itself.
Yeah, so we started drinking soju by itself, which is some sort of like liquor mixed with beer. Is that what that is?
Oh, no, that's Solmek.
It's a what?
That was the Solmek Tower.
Oh, okay.
Which was the soju mixed with beer.
So what is soju? Is soju just like a liquor?
Soju is like, I don't really know how to describe soju. Matt, how would you describe soju? Is it like a wine?
Soju, I would assume
So anyways, this stuff is very strong, and everybody warned me that it's going to creep up on you if you drink it, is what everyone kept telling me. So everybody's taking shots of this stuff at the table, right? And I didn't realize that it was like something you just take shots of. I thought you like poured it in a cup and started drinking it. So what I did is I took the bottle and I poured it into my personal drinking cup, and then everyone was taking shots. And at one point we ran out of the bottle, and Christina looks over at me and she's like, "Matt, we don't have any more." And I look over at her and I'm like, "No, I got some right here." And I poured it into her cup, and then I poured it into my shot glass, and we took a shot together. But like we just did it on the down low, made sure nobody else knew about it. It was pretty funny.
It was pretty fun because I was like, "Hey, where's the rest of that soju bottle?"
It's right here.
And here you are, like using the actual like drinking cups for water. You look over at me like, I got you.
It's clear. It was clear like water. It was clear like water. Let's put it that way. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for calling in. We're going to go ahead and drop you from the call. Oh, wait. Adrian has some info.
Take it easy. Just real quick, soju is a clear, colorless distilled beverage of Korean origin. It is usually consumed neat, no ice, and our alcohol content varies. It's a pretty wide variation from 16.8 to 53 alcohol by volume.
Wow.
Most brands are made in South Korea.
Crazy. All right. Well, thank you guys, Matt and Christina. Thank you so much for calling. We will talk to you guys later, okay?
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Matt.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, and we got one more caller for the episode, and then we will be done taking calls for the rest of the time. But the final caller, the area code is 601. Who is this 601?
What's up, Matt? It's Diamond.
Hey, Diamond. How are you doing, good sir?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Chilling, man. We're hanging out, smoking hookah, taking calls, and now you called, so you're stuck with us for the next 2 minutes.
That's right. That's right.
Well, are you smoking at the moment, man?
No, currently not. I'm probably going to here in the next 30 minutes or so to get ready to wrap up for bed for work tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, joy.
Yeah,
Very cool. Do you have a question for us here at the AM Hookah Podcast?
Yeah, you guys excited about Vegas as I am?
Holy crap. Dude, Vegas is I plan to age about 10 years over the course of 4 days is my goal. Well, yeah, I'm pretty ecstatic. What about you?
Oh, man, I'm stoked. I've never taken a vacation. My wife and I have never, ever taken a vacation. I'm very happy this is the first one that we're going to get to take.
Oh, it's going to be a riot, dude.
It will be. It'll be a fantastic time. Well, Diamond, thank you so much for calling. You bought the VIP tickets. Am I correct?
I did.
Oh, going all in. I like that. If you're going to Vegas, you got to go all in. Am I right?
Yeah, that's the attitude I was going with. I mean, you can't go to Vegas and not go all in, man. Come on.
That's what I was thinking. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you later, okay?
All right, man. You guys take it easy. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Good to talk to you, man. Be good.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So thank you guys so much for calling in. We appreciate it. We'll be done taking calls at this point. That was fantastic. The show is a lot of fun. We need to go ahead and give away the Alpaca clay prototype screen right now.
Indeed. But
Right.
roll that wheel that no one can see.
I'm doing it right now. I'm heading over to the giveaways. Giveaway is active. I'm going to go ahead and close the entries. The entries have been closed. We have a ton of people that have entered into this. You guys are fantastic. Thank you guys so much. A ton of entries inside of this. Obviously, you had to have been subscribed to the channel to be able to be entered into this, and you also had to enter in that code, the exclamation point win, to be able to get into it as well. And then you do need to live in the United States to win this as well. So we will figure out the winner right now, and then you'll just need to hit me up on either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And then we'll be able to hook you up with that, get your address from you, and be able to send it out to you, obviously. And then directly following this, we do have a website that you can go to enter into a raffle to also win this. And this raffle that you're going to be able to enter into is going to be the simple stuff where you make sure you like the page, post in the group, like Alpaca Bowls, Instagram, and stuff like that. So all the basic things you got to do to be able to get entered into the raffle giveaway as well. So, Adrian, are you ready to give me a drum line? The winner of the Alpaca Screen Prototype Bowl is Naphael!
Ooh, long-time viewer. Like, almost one of the oldest.
Yes, I would. Yeah, dang close. That's for sure. Congratulations, Naphael. I cannot wait to get this sent out to you. I wish I would have done this before, and then I could have given it to you in New York. Oh, well, not a big deal. But congratulations. I can't wait to send this out to you. Hit me up on Facebook. I think would probably be the easiest way to do it. And I will get your address from you, and we will be able to do that. Everybody in the chat, hashtag Naphael. Congratulations. Thank you guys so very much for watching the show and being a part of it. Let me go ahead and drop this link right now into the chat so you guys can head over to the raffle and get entered into it as well. There it is. There is the link. Just follow that. Head on over to the Raffle Copter. Get entered into that. And then next week on the show, we will be giving away the second Alpaca Screen Bowl. The prototype, it is not officially available for release yet, for sale or anything, but these are prototypes that we're able to give away. Thank you so much to Omar. Thank you to Alpaca Bowls. Thank you, Adrian.
Prestige.
Thank you to Prestige, our wonderful sponsor for the episode. Adrian, if the stalkers want to find you, where can they find you at?
Want to look at some hookah? You review videos, unboxings, tutorials, and general hookah information, no funny or not funny videos on the internet. Find me at Pipe Dream Hookah or here on the AM Hookah Podcast, where you already are. And if you want to find me on Instagram or Twitter, it's _Pipe Dream. And most of you have heard me rant, but if you can't find me on Facebook, my name is Adrian Hunter. Matt, what about you?
You can find me all over the place as well. You can find me on Twitter at @OnlyMattDoesn't. You can find me over here on YouTube at Matt Doesn't. You can also find me on Facebook the same way that you can find Adrian. Only type in my name instead of his name and look for my face, obviously. And then you're also able to find me on Instagram as well at @OnlyMattDoesn't. And you can also look for the AM Hookah Podcast on all sorts of social media places as well. On Twitter, AM Hookah Podcast. On Instagram, AM Hookah Podcast. Over on Facebook, you can find the group and the chat and the group and the page as well. Make sure to like the page and join the group and have all sorts of fun as well. That's about all that we have today. Thank you guys so much for joining us, letting us hit our like goal. We appreciate it as always. And until next time, guys, keep on smoking!